I would say it's very different. In fact, I would say it's a different universe from other acting techniques, if we talk about other acting techniques as having their roots in Stanislavski. Because all the permutations of Stanislavski, if you think about any of them, right, doesn't matter which they are, Unterhagen, Meisner, Strasbourg, whatever it might be, they all start from the premise that we can use our will. We can will ourselves to do something. We can will ourselves to want something. We can will ourselves to feel something. There is a conscious process involved, right? There's a consciousness. There is a sense of needing to know what comes next, a sense of needing to be in control of what happens next. And for Demidov, he looks at life very differently. He understood the creative process actually much more deeply than Stanislavski because he was a trained psychiatrist, psychologist. He had very deep trainings and understandings of certain Eastern and Western esoteric practices. He was a yoga practitioner from a young age. He actually introduced Stanislavski to yoga, which not a lot of people know. But for Demidov, freedom and spontaneity are fundamental. And freedom and spontaneity arise from our subconscious creativity. So from day one, as I said before, the actor needs to be taken straight to the subconscious and learn to surrender to what comes up. So in Demidov work, we don't use our will. The only way we use our will is to cancel our will, is to stop ourselves from wanting to will something or do something and allow it to emerge organically. Because a lot of these processes are unconscious or subconscious. What we want, what we feel, what we do, all arise in us as a result of what happens to us. This is what Demidov means by freedom, right? And this is fundamentally the difference. There are many differences between Stanislavski and Demidov work, but one of them is that we cannot get to the subconscious through the conscious mind, which is what Stanislavski said. He ended up not believing that, but by the time he came around to Demidov's way of thinking, it was already too late. He couldn't change anything. He couldn't change the book he'd written. He couldn't change the momentum that he'd created out of all of his disciples and students. It was already too late. But this was the main difference, right? That we don't use our will to make ourselves want, feel, or do anything. We simply allow whatever is in us, the truth of the moment that's arising in us, to be surrendered to, and we follow it. There are many differences, but I'd say that this is one of the fundamental differences in the approach to freedom, spontaneity, and the tapping into our subconscious creativity.